I'm the market manager for Sunday Farmers Market at College View, which is a local farm to consumer farmers market here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And the favorite part of my job is making sure that every member of the Lincoln community has access to fresh fruits and vegetables, homemade baked goods, and coffee.
I'm Bree Frickenstein with the Lancaster County Extension Office with our Nutrition Education Program. We do a lot of things food access related in Lincoln, especially with healthy foods like fresh fruits and vegetables. So today we're highlighting our Double Up Food Bucks program at the Farmers Market. And then we have our student Brianna here.
Hi, my name is Brianna Juma. I'm a student worker with Extension. I worked on some research with the Double Up Food Bucks program this past year, and I'm just continuing to help out with the program this summer, trying to promote it at the farmers markets so SNAP users know that they can use their benefits here at the market and that we double those benefits for them to use.
So our Double Up Food Bucks program is for anyone that receives SNAP benefits, and whatever they choose to spend on their EBT card, we match dollar for dollar up to $20 a day that they then get in free fresh fruits and vegetables. So they are getting a lot more fruits and vegetables within their diet. We're helping local farmers, we're helping our local community and the local economy, keeping those dollars within Nebraska. So it's just a great program, and every week we try to highlight a healthy recipe that's easy to use, it's inexpensive, and it's using things that you find at the farmers market. So today there has been a lot of strawberries at the market, so we did overnight oats with strawberries in there. So just trying to get people to figure out new recipes that they may like to try and get some more fresh fruits and vegetables in their diet. SNAP benefits are for anyone that has income eligibility requirements. So we just are trying to get more food available to people that are needing it. SNAP stands for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. So it's just one of many federally funded programs for people to get more food for their homes. For this recipe, kind of like we talked about, we have some really great berries that some farmers from across Nebraska have grown. Nebraska has a lot of corn. We are one of the biggest popcorn growers within the United States, which is super fun as well. We have so much carrots right now. There's a lot of beets that have been growing. We had some asparagus. Our friend right next to us always has the best asparagus at the market. So there is a lot of good produce, and a bunch of farmers come from all over Nebraska to sell their produce here. So not just farmers in Lincoln, but there's some that come from hours away that sell their produce here every week. So it's a great community to get some healthy produce as well.
So I just love the community of the farmers market. As I look around, I see how busy it is, and just people all different ages, from infants to people who are older, coming to enjoy the market, getting lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, trying foods from local vendors. It's just really warm feeling here when you come every week, and you get to see a lot of the same people every week, which is so fun. I love talking with people when they come up to try a recipe. So yeah, I have a great time here.
It's always a good win when the kids love the recipes.
Yes, lots of kids like the oats today. So
yeah, I just love how inclusive this market is, and the farmers markets throughout Lincoln are. We are soon going to start having different cultural communities come and do tours throughout the market. We've been really trying to translate materials into various different languages. So even if there is a language barrier and we don't have translators, at least we are hopeful that we can communicate with signage and other translated materials. So it's just a really welcoming community. I know know they always do double punches if you buy a certain produce so that you can kind of go into a drawing, but this month with it being Pride Month, they're also highlighting that as well. So making it inclusive for different communities, different cultures, and all of that. And now let's go meet some of our awesome vendors.
Vendor Sidy. I have the privilege of introducing him to you, and he's going to talk a little bit about his booth.
Yeah, hi, my name is Sidy Sissoko. I'm from Mali, West Africa. I'm one of the vendors here at the Union College Farmers Market. Yeah. And yeah, I am selling the coffee beans and also a honey cold brew. I'm also a college student at the Hastings College. So I'm originally from Mali, West Africa, and grew up in San Francisco. Yeah, so what got me in the coffee industry is one of my friends' family-owned coffee farms in East Africa. So when we was a freshman in the college, we used to roast in our dorm room, and then later on, we tried to take it to the next level, and what got me to start LeNoir Dimbaya coffee. Yeah, so I can come and show you some, oops, sorry. So this is in my booth here. I can show you what I have. I have my coffee packaging here. As you can see, the name is LeNoir Dimbaya Coffee, which stands for Black Families Coffee. And I also have the honey cold brew, and we're giving a free coffee sampling to people, and people enjoying it so far. We have iced coffee and hot coffee. Yeah, thanks for following us, and see you later.
This is Sheng of Lou's Flowers. She's one of our produce and flower vendors. I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi, I'm Sheng. I'm from Lou's Flowers and Vegetables. We're located in Fremont. We are growing various vegetables throughout the whole season and flowers. We grow everything on a 30-acre field, so it's a lot of work. To be honest, I don't have a favorite part. But I guess like if I was coming out here, I think this would be, out of all of them, this would be the better part of it, because I get to see people and talk to them. So currently right now, it's the snow pea, but later in the season, I have watermelons, so I love my watermelons. Thanks for coming. Bye, see you guys next time.
So we're just gonna walk through our market. We have a variety of vendors. We sell food for on-site and off-site consumption. So we have a Persian food vendor over there. We have a Filipino vendor. We also sell popcorn. One of my favorite vendors, Intuit Raw, does raw food baked goods. So she makes cookies just from fruit and nuts. They're pretty yummy and healthy. So Intuit Raw was actually a new vendor this year. We were very excited about her. In Season is new this year. They're a new farm. It's pretty hard to start your own farm in Nebraska. It's like a huge time investment and money investment. So we're always excited like when young people can begin the process of farming. There's not enough young people farming in Nebraska. So we're always trying to like recruit people, bring them in. See, we also offer coffee on Nitro. This is Sidy's main rival, Broken Rail. But we're all a family here. I'm actually from Western Montana, and farming there is quite a bit different than it is here. So it's been really fun to learn about the process of agriculture that kind of shapes Nebraska, which is a little more industrial and larger scale than it is in Western Montana where I grew up, where it's smaller family-run farms that are like 100 acres. Here it's, 6,000-7,000 acres is the normal farm, but not for most of our vendors. Most of our vendors have small produce operations that are on like what Sheng said, like 30 acres. So it's really fun to support those like family-owned businesses. We always have live music every Sunday. So I've been involved in the nonprofit sector for quite a while. My background is actually in art. I went back to school to get my teaching certification and was teaching during COVID. And I just got burnt out, and this job became available. And I had actually moved to Nebraska to begin farming myself, and it was such a hardship that after 5 years I just had to get out of it. But between not wanting to teach anymore and missing farming, this seemed like the perfect opportunity to bring my skill set from working in the nonprofit industry into something I love, which is like making food accessible to our community. And we have lots of great programs to help people access food. Not everyone can afford fresh produce. That's why we have SNAP, which is the Supplemental Nutrition Program, and Double Up Food Bucks, so that people can actually afford to buy our produce here. And when I stopped farming, I was actually a single mom for a while. I was on SNAP, and I came to this market and I shopped. And it was the first place where I felt really comfortable using my SNAP benefits. And I just really developed like an emotional connection with this market. And that's why I wanted to be the market manager, to help everyone have that same, emotional connection to their food and what they're eating. I think it's really important. The farmers market has been around for 16 years. And we, I think, are the longest running market in Lincoln. So we run from the beginning of April all the way through till the end of October. And then we also do a holiday market. So we actually go through December, and we have people grow crops specifically for the wintertime markets, which is kind of a big undertaking. I think we're the only market that does that. So this is ShadowBrook Farm and Dutch Girl Creamery. They offer a variety of goat cheeses, hard and soft, and then they also do produce. So Charuth runs the dairy part. She's in charge of the goats. And then Ian, her business partner, does the produce side of the business.
My name is Ian Richmond, and I presently lease land just west of Lincoln, Nebraska here. So I'm leasing from some farmers who have been in business since 1997. This is going on the third year that I've been leasing this land, and I operate a vegetable farm that's around 10 acres of leased land. We do about an acre of potatoes, about a half acre of winter squash, such as butternuts, delicatas, acorns. We grow about a quarter acre of onions, and then do diversity of carrots and beets, peppers, tomatoes. So I kind of grew up all over both Nebraska and Texas, and both of my parents came from a small town in Nebraska, and so when we finally moved back to there's a pretty agrarian culture around there, and so I started working for farmers when I was a teenager, and then when I was in my early 20s, got into vegetable production and have done that off and on for about 16 years now, and been farming produce full-time for the past 5 years. I like the community building aspect of the farmers market. It's nice to, get off the farm and come into town and meet different people, and get to also see and talk to other farmers that have similar or differing experiences from what I produce. One of my favorite things is that, you might wake up one day thinking that you have a laundry list of things you're going to get done, and you might get none of those things done and 15 other things done. And I guess the other side of it is just that I like are all the different variables and having to choose what the right implementation of either field work or tractor work or labor is going to be from day to day. Nothing's ever the same, and I kind of enjoy that side of it. thanks for participating in this segment. I hope you have a good day.
Hi, I'm Charuth from Bozicom, originally from the Netherlands, and I met my husband in California when we were both university students there, and we moved to his home state of Nebraska and started a farm in 1997. So we've been doing it for a while. In 2006, we added the goats, so now we have a goat dairy. We have about 200 goats that we milk twice a day, and we turn all of their milk into cheese. So, and yogurt, we also make yogurt. We also buy a little bit of cow's milk from a neighboring farm, and we make some cow's milk cheeses as well. So we sell them here at the farmer's market and also grocery stores and restaurants. I grew up eating really good cheese, and my grandfather lived in the country, so I would always visit farms when I was a young child. And actually, I told my grandfather when I was 5 I wanted to be a farmer, and I kept that promise, and now I make cheese. So it's just kind of something I grew up loving, the relationship with the farmer and, making something by hand. So then I also had goats growing up, so it was just the perfect opportunity to do something a little bit different and make goat cheese. Not a lot of people were doing that in this part of the country, so it was a good niche. Come on over here. So we have lots of different kinds. We make a feta. Here's a feta with herbs, for example. This is nice on a salad, or you can, eat it with vegetables. We also have halloumi, which is like a grilling cheese. So I have this on a little skewer just with some basil, and that is wonderful grilled, and you can brown it. We also make a lot of French styles. Like this is a Valençay, which has a rind on it. It's soft ripened. I make a brie, ricotta. And then of course the soft cheeses are really popular with goat cheese. I love, all the people. It's a really social event. And because I spend so many hours on the farm, it's my one time to go out and see people during the week. So it's a great thing to do. Well, thanks for coming by our stand. I'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, so we're coming to the end of our market. We do offer a few other community things. We always do yoga at the market every week so people can come exercise, which is very exciting. We also have a recycling and composting program, so people from the community can bring their excess food waste from home and get it composted here, or their recycling material. Just like little ways we can give back to the community. I think people here are just so open and friendly and just want to engage you in conversations, and there's like such a wonderful curiosity here that can be hard to find in other places in the States. Well, thank you so much for joining us on a tour of the Sunday Farmers Market at College View. Bye.